how, who, and why invented the straw? Have you ever noticed that almost nobody stops to think about where the drinking straw came from? Most people assume it has always existed or that it was invented simply to make drinks easier to enjoy. But that idea couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, the modern straw was created because of a problem so annoying that one man decided to solve it himself. And the most surprising part is that this seemingly simple invention ended up changing drinking habits in many parts of the world. The real mystery, however, isn't the straw itself. The fascinating question is why anyone felt the need to invent such a tiny object in the first place, and how something so small managed to survive for generations. Think about it for a second. You buy a soda, a juice, or a milkshake and take a sip without giving it any thought. It feels completely normal. But what if every time you tried to drink, it tasted strange or felt unpleasant? In a moment, you'll understand exactly why that used to happen. Before we continue, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. Do you usually drink with a straw, or do you prefer drinking straight from the cup? Your answer might reveal more about your habits than you think. The story actually begins long before plastic, paper, or even modern restaurants. Thousands of years ago, some ancient civilizations were already using tube-like tools to drink liquids. Archaeological evidence suggests that people in ancient Mesopotamia used metal straws to consume certain beverages, likely to avoid sediment left behind during fermentation. In other words, the idea of drinking through a tube is far older than most people realize. But those early versions were expensive, uncommon, and nothing like the disposable straws we know today. Now imagine walking into your favorite cafe and being handed a handcrafted metal straw that only wealthy people could afford. It sounds unusual now, but for a long time, drinking tools like these weren't available to everyone. And that's where the main character of our story appears. In 1888, an American manufacturer named Marvin Stone was enjoying a drink through a straw made from natural ryegrass, which was common at the time. There was just one problem. The straw often left an unpleasant taste in the drink and could become soft or damaged while being used. In other words, the very thing designed to improve the experience often made it worse. You've probably experienced something similar with an everyday product. A zipper that breaks after a few uses, packaging that's impossible to open, or a charger that suddenly stops working. Marvin Stone decided he didn't have to live with that inconvenience. Instead of complaining, he experimented by wrapping strips of paper around a cylindrical form to create a sturdy tube. He then glued the layers together to make it hold its shape. That simple experiment led to one of the earliest versions of the modern paper straw. What's remarkable is that he probably had no idea how influential his invention would become. As time went on, people embraced the new design because it solved a genuine problem. It didn't leave unwanted flavors behind and offered a more pleasant drinking experience. But another challenge soon appeared. Paper worked well in many situations, yet prolonged exposure to liquids could weaken it. As manufacturing advanced throughout the 20th century, companies explored new materials, including plastic, which allowed straws to be mass-produced at low cost while remaining durable. Picture a busy restaurant serving thousands of customers every day. Producing inexpensive, reliable straws at scale made a significant difference. For decades, plastic straws became a familiar sight in many countries, although their popularity and everyday use varied depending on local customs, businesses, and consumer preferences. It seemed like the perfect solution. Then came an unexpected consequence. As awareness of environmental issues in disposable plastic waste grew, many governments, companies, and consumers began reconsidering single-use plastic products. In different parts of the world, alternatives such as paper, metal, bamboo, glass, and reusable silicone straws became more common. It's fascinating to think that an invention created to improve the simple act of drinking eventually became part of global conversations about sustainability. And there's another important detail that often goes unnoticed. Beyond convenience, straws can also serve practical accessibility needs. Depending on the situation, they may help people with certain mobility limitations or medical conditions drink more comfortably and safely. So an object that many people see as disposable or insignificant can actually play an important role in everyday life for others. Now think about this: how many ordinary objects around you have equally surprising stories? A zipper, a paperclip, a toothbrush, or even a shirt button may exist because someone encountered a small everyday problem and decided to fix it. In the case of the straw, everything started with one man who became frustrated by the unpleasant taste left by a simple piece of natural grass. That small annoyance led to an invention used by millions of people around the world. And perhaps that's the biggest lesson of all. Great ideas don't always emerge from billion-dollar laboratories or groundbreaking scientific projects. Sometimes they begin with an ordinary inconvenience that almost anyone could experience. Now I'd like to hear from you. Do you use straws often, or do you prefer drinking straight from a cup or bottle? Did you already know the story of Marvin Stone and the invention of the modern straw? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading as many as I can. And if you enjoy discovering how, who, and why everyday objects were invented, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. You might be surprised to learn that even the simplest inventions hide incredible stories.